If you're a regular follower of these video reports, what I'm about to tell you is nothing that I haven't told you for the past 6 to 8 weeks. The college bowl season, especially these early games between teams that you really don't care about, it's a damn difficult time to make money because you'll get some entertaining games like yesterday's games between Army and San Diego State, or the game I gave you a free pick winner on, South Florida over Texas Tech. You'll get some thrilling back and forth games. But for the most part, you get the clunkers like App State and Toledo, or SMU and Louisiana Tech, Florida Atlantic and Akron, these one-sided blowouts. As I've told you, most of these bowl games, they're like exhibition games. It's like the equivalent of betting NFL preseason play in August. It's just not good action to bet money on. Now, the bowl games are going to get better as we get to the bigger bowls, as we approach the college championship games here in a week and a half. That's when the betting action gets better. But for the same reasons I told you 6 to 8 weeks ago, everything still stands here. You've got the coaching changes that affects these teams. You've got the long layoffs with some of these teams having not played for 3.5 weeks since the end of the regular season. You have teams that have some stars skipping the games because they want to protect their health for the upcoming NFL draft in April. You have teams that suspend a number of key players either because of academic issues or off-field issues. You just don't know what you're getting. It's why I abandoned the bowls after going 1-1 earlier this week and instead focused on college basketball. Picked up 15-time best bet winners on Thursday and Friday, then focused on the NFL last night and picked up a 15-time best bet winner with the Vikings in their shutout of Green Bay. And you can see here at the site, some of the handicappers have had a damn tough time as well. But listen, today our focus is on football. A lot of guys with a lot of hot winning streaks, with a lot of big plays. Chief among them, anybody hotter in the NFL right now than Chris Jordan? Have I not talked about him week in, week out on Sunday? And why not? Because today, the 13th NFL triple your wager release of his 35-year career goes on the 1 o'clock card, the Lions and Bengals. And why is this important? Because he has a perfect 12-0 in his 35-year career with these plays, including a perfect 5 for 5 the past 5 Sundays. Last Sunday, the Bills over the Dolphins. 2 Sundays ago, it was the Chargers over the Redskins. 3 Sundays ago, it was the Vikings with their road upset of the Falcons. 4 Sundays ago, Eagles 31-13 over the 31-3 over the Bears. 5 Sundays ago, the Chargers over the Bills. 5 for 5 the past 5 Sundays. And 12 for 12 lifetime from a guy who has made $1 bettors in all sports combined, a little over $63,000 over the past 12 and a half months. And remember, that's net profit. That's wins minus losses minus the VIG. It's the half price play of the day, as I continue to prove to you. You don't have to spend big money to make big money. You get it for half price today by using coupon code Chris, his first name. And the other big featured play, a guy who I also talk about week in, week out on Sundays, Tommy Brunson, since joining the site here in September. 150 dime NFL releases, 6 for 6. Last weekend, it was the Chiefs over the Chargers. Today, his revenge game of the year. It goes at 1 o'clock Eastern time. It's not the same game that Chris is on. You get it for over half price off by using coupon code 150dimer. Now, there are 2 of the featured plays today. But here's something else for you guys today. First time I've ever made this available here. And I've done a little close to maybe 3,000 videos over the years. If you would like to get these plays, my best bet today, which happens to be on the game between Carolina and Tampa Bay, and the plays of every single handicapper at the site for free. All you got to do is go to DeMarco Sports. Now, I would hope that you know how to spell my last name by now. If not, you can see it in the description here on the video if you happen to be watching it on YouTube. You go to DeMarco Sports, my last name and the word sports, DeMarcosports.com, and check out the 1-day free all-access pass. There's no strings attached. It's free. And free means free. Free does not mean you have to, sell your firstborn. Free does not mean you have to pay somebody $200 that has a thick New York accent on the phone. Free means free. You get all the plays of all the handicappers for free. And the reason I developed the one-day all-access pass is what better way to show you that, we can make you money, and what better way to give you a sampling of all the different handicappers, because all the handicappers have different styles. The way I write analysis as a former sports writer and how I support the valuation of my plays is totally different than a guy like Chris Jordan does it. Totally different than the way Tommy Brunson does it. Let me just say that. Everybody has a different style. So you get a taste, you get a sampling of what we do, and you get it for free. So you go to DeMarcosports.com, you enter in your information, it takes you about a minute and a half to do so, and you unlock the door for free, the one-day all-access pass. If you have any questions, you can always contact customer service over at DeMarcosports.com. My gift to you. So let's get with it now with the complimentary plays as well. I've got 4 of them here for today's card. We'll run them in reverse chronological order. I'm going to start with the late game between Dallas and Seattle. The Cowboys are a 4.5-point favorite. Naturally, I'm going to buy down the half point because I'm a firm believer in doing so when the line crosses 3, 4, 7, and sometimes 10. So I'm going to buy down the half point here on the Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott returns. Listen, this is a Seattle defense that has just been absolutely torn apart on the ground past 2 weeks in the games against the Jaguars and the Rams. Rams ran for 244 yards against them. Jaguars ran for 144. But what really was disconcerting about Seattle in that loss to Los Angeles at home, they only had 149 total yards and 11 first downs against that Los Angeles defense. Who said LA's defense was that good? And that was Seattle playing at home. Dallas defense has certainly played better since Sean Lee came back. Without Sean Lee, you could run on Dallas at will, and Dallas was 1-4 this season without Sean Lee in there. Now, I would feel better with Dallas if Ty Smith, their big left tackle, was 100% healthy. He re-injured, hyperextended his knee in the win against the Raiders last week. But I'm sure he's going to try to play today. That's the best I can tell you at this point, doing this video report. The encouraging thing also about the Cowboys, sure, Zeke is back today, but how about the performance by Alfred Morris during the past 3 wins against the Raiders, the Giants, and the Redskins? 250 total yards and 4 yards a carry. I would hope that Jason Garrett, who I don't think is the brightest bulb in the pack when it comes to NFL coaches, still puts Morris in there and calls his number rather than, give Zeke 143 carries today. Because the Cowboys have something going here. I like the Cowboys in this spot. I'm willing to lay the 4.5 points with them. On the early card, love New Orleans in revenge at home against Atlanta. Let's go back to that Thursday night game a couple of weeks ago. The Saints were coming off the short week, traveling, right? Atlanta playing at home, and yet the Saints were in the position there on the 11-yard line, a minute 25 left. They could have forced overtime with a field goal. Drew Brees goes for the win. He's intercepted in the end zone. The Falcons didn't play that well that night. Matt Ryan was intercepted 3 times. They had to score the final 10 points of the game to take the lead. The Saints, remember, Mark Ingram came in that game with a banged-up toe. Alvin Kamara, 1 carry, left the game injured. Well, the Saints now are healthy. And it's the Falcons that are coming in the short week, coming off the Monday night game at Tampa, a game in which they were lucky to beat the Buccaneers. And now the Saints are healthy. The running backs are healthy. They're seeking revenge. They're at home. There's a reason this line isn't 3. There's a reason this line is that strange number at 5. The reason is because the Saints are going to get their revenge today. Love the Saints here at home in this one. Love the Saints. They're not going to go 3 for 10 on 3rd downs playing at home. They're not going to run for just 50 yards on 15 carries like in the first game. And I'm still not convinced the Falcons are any good. They haven't been in sync offensively all season long. I think the Saints put a whooping on them today. Love the Saints. Another early game. I'm going to go with Kansas City minus the 10.5 points at home today against Miami. Listen, I gave you the Dolphins a couple weeks ago on Monday night against the Patriots, and I didn't tell you the Dolphins were going to win the game because they were good. I didn't even tell you the Dolphins are going to win the game. I just thought they were a good play as a big home dog because I thought the Patriots would get caught looking ahead to Pittsburgh. Did the Dolphins win the game outright? Yes. But then you saw the Dolphins last week lose a clunker at Buffalo. That's the Dolphins. They are who they are, to paraphrase the late Denny Green. Jay Cutler is who he is. 3 interceptions against Buffalo last week. The Chiefs, they're like a stock. Up, down, up. Why? Kareem Hunt, the rookie running back. Up, down, up. Last 2 weeks in the wins against the Chargers and the Raiders. Against the Chargers in the 30-13 win, 24 carries, 155 yards. In the Raiders 26-15 win, a game that wasn't nearly as close as the final score indicated, 25 carries, 116 yards. In the 7 previous games after a sizzling start to his rookie season, he did not top 87 yards or 22 carries, hitting the rookie proverbial wall. As he goes, the Chiefs' offense goes. As he goes, Alex Smith suddenly is so much more effective. I like Kansas City in this spot. Also on the early card, Marvin Lewis, probably his swan song in Cincinnati, the home finale for the Bengals. You think the Bengals are going to win one for the Gipper, or Marvin in this case? After basically phoning it home, phoning it in, calling home, I mean, whatever cliche you want. 67-14, they lost the past 2 weeks to Chicago and Minnesota. I mean, the thing with the Lions, hey, they play well on the road at least. They're 5-2. Neither one of these teams can run the ball, but the Bengals can't stop the run either. Injury decimated in the secondary. Matthew Stafford has played great on the road this season, completing almost 69% of his passes with 11 touchdowns. He's been throwing the hell out of the ball in the month of December because the Lions can't run the ball. So I'll lay the 3 points with Detroit. Jim Caldwell's job isn't exactly safe either, and I'll buy down the half point on Detroit as well. So if I had to rate the plays, how I like them, I would put in top tier. I probably like New Orleans more than any of them in revenge. Cowboys right there, 1A. So Saints, Cowboys, Chiefs, Lions. That's how I'd rate the 4 plays today. And remember, you can get my best bet today, the game I love more than any of them, which would be, again, the game between Carolina and Tampa Bay. Chris Jordan's 12th ever, or 13th ever, triple your wager NFL play in 35 years. Tommy Brunson's 7th straight 150 dime potential winner. And all the plays from all the handicappers today for free. Go to DeMarcoSports.com. Check out the 1-day free all-access pass. Guys, listen, if you're celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Happy Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, whatever your celebration happens to be. If you're traveling today, please be careful. It's crazy out there. If we don't talk tomorrow, best of the holiday spirit to you. Also, if I can just give you one bit of advice, if gambling tomorrow is going to ruin your holiday, don't watch tomorrow's video. Don't gamble tomorrow. Just take the day off. Please. Don't ruin the holiday spirit by gambling if it's going to affect the outcome of your day, winning or losing money. Seriously, you can afford to do it for 1 day. Spend it with your family. And I'm being totally serious. Good luck, everybody, and enjoy the holidays. Take care. Talk to you soon.